Welcome to another Project BB6 video. Today I'm going to actually be doing the gaskets on the top end of the engine. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm pretty sure they never did valve lash adjustment on the engine. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. You know, it's at 179,000 miles. It runs good, but I do hear a little bit of like clapping or clacking, whatever, of the valves. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust those, but along with that I'm also going to be doing some other work. I'm going to show you guys the parts that I got here that I'm going to go ahead and do along with it. Alright guys, see what we got here. Got a Golden Eagle cam seal, valve cover, gasket, got the VTEC solenoid gasket, spark plug gasket, another VTEC solenoid gasket, of course some Honda bond, got some stuff from DownStar here, some more stuff from DownStar. That's all going to be going on, and of course we're going to be adjusting the valves. I already got the battery disconnected. I'm about to go ahead and take off the valve cover and do the and take off the the wiring for the alternator. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna be doing all that work today. I mean, it shouldn't take long, to be honest. I don't think it should, but you know, I always take my time on stuff, never try to rush anything, make sure everything's perfect. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the valve cover and disconnect the alternator, and let's get started. So along with putting the DownStar hardware onto the valve cover, I'm going to have to go ahead and get rid of these studs because the bolts are long enough to where they actually go in the head. Now after you have the cam plate off, you could go ahead and take off the cam cap that is on here, and then you could go ahead and take off the seal. I'm going to go ahead and clean everything up before I put that seal on. Alright, got everything cleaned up here. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put some sealant around the new cam seal. If y'all could see it, I'm going to put some sealant on the outer edge over here, not on the rings. On the rings, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of motor oil. Then I'm going to go ahead and set it. Then for the cam cap, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of sealant right here around where the bolts are going to go through. Don't forget to put on this bracket. And then going to go ahead and put the bolts in. And then going to go ahead and place the cam plate on. And you're going to go ahead and start snugging it.
Still I feel it deep inside.
One thing I didn't didn't get on camera was me taking off the cam plate. But to take off the cam plate, you're going to work from the outside bolts to the inside. And you're going to do half turns at first to loosen them. And then once you know the cam plate is just sitting there by itself and the bolts are just there, you know, on top, just loose, go ahead and take off the bolts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be tightening the bolts. And so you're going to work from the inside out. And the reason why you do that is so you don't distort the cam plate and like bend it in some type of way. The 10mm bolts, the ones on the outside, are going to be at 8.7 foot-pounds torque. 12mm bolts are going to be at 19 foot-pounds. And like I said, I don't have a torque wrench that goes that low. I'm just going to do it by feel. And if you're not good at doing it by feel, I recommend don't even trying to tighten it, because you might just snap a bolt. You don't want to tighten them all the way the first time. You just want to snug them and then slowly tightening them until they're at the right torque.
Very different.
Alright, and that's how you do your cam seal. You'll just go ahead and put everything back on, your VTEC solenoid and everything, and put on your valve cover. But that's how you go ahead and replace your cam seal. Alright, so this is what I've done so far. Got even the ground down there, the thermostat ground with the bolt from DownStar. I have to go to work right now, but when I get back home, well, it's going to be dark, but I'm going to go ahead and try to work on it some more. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take off the distributor. I'm going to go ahead and clean the distributor, clean the area around it, and go ahead and change out the bolts that are supplied. I already put a mark on here to know where the timing is at for the distributor. Alright guys, I don't know how good the video came out last night, but basically all I did was I took off the distributor, cleaned it, put a new seal on it, put the new DownStar hardware on there, and on the cap everything's all clean, and then I put the coil on there, cleaned up the wires. So all I gotta do now is just do the valve lash and put the valve cover on. I want to be using the hardware for the valve cover, and it should look pretty clean. It's just regular polished aluminum and stainless.
Still I feel it deep inside, 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 deep inside.